We got to interview Kalin and Myles. When I heard that they were coming, and all the girls know this too, I was very ecstatic. They sang to us.
Yeah, said I got my heart stolen from a robber with some high heels on, high heels on.
I was freaking out. I loved them so much.
Okay, so contributor network, just so we have some clarity on what we're trying to achieve here. The contributor network is a platform for girls around the country to contribute articles to Cambio. They'll be able to directly publish content on any topic that they're most passionate about.
You have the author and their name at the top. You have the title and you have a photo.
So what do you guys think about the size of the photos?
So I prefer the smaller picture size. Just gives some more white space for people to look at.
So does anyone think there's too much white space?
I don't know how it looks when you resize it. You're gonna have a couple small photos in one side, a top bar, and then you're gonna have pretty wide white spaces along the sides.
It's a good point because when you have larger screens now and then you have a significant amount of white space in these gutters, like it makes the site seem a little bit dwarfed.
I really love the chance to go to meetings like that because it's something completely different, and we got a chance to look into the inner workings of how a team functions and how they create products.
Okay, I think we got somewhere with this. Nice work, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
These are all just some ideas for the recruitment email that we're going to be sending out, and we just want it to look really appealing so that a lot of girls will be interested in actually applying.
And I like the idea of having like a picture of us.
Like,
I don't like
okay.
if it's really braggy and like, oh wait, that's not going to get people interested.
But not necessarily, because then they're going to be like, oh my god, like
yeah,
these
maybe
girls are
they
doing
can relate.
it, we could so do that too.
That's the point of mentioning us. You have to work as a team. Everyone has to be able to answer each other's question, and that's obviously come into play with the contributor network.
Because this isn't something that girls typically get to do, so we should have a picture of us actually working. I'm not saying put a picture of us like smiling, taking selfies, things like that. Yeah, like a picture of us actually doing, you know, all of our work.
Everyone was just misinterpreting what it meant to put a photo on that PDF.
Some of the sessions that really stood out to me was, well, like when I've met YUROWs with the social strategy and like what it takes to like tweet something and how reachable it is.
Social media gives us, our publishers, our brands, a chance to get our content out there. We know a lot about you based off of what you tell Facebook. There is no marketing that gives me the ability to target somebody based off of what they like and who they are in a way that social media can. Just as important as what to post is when to post. The key thing here is you have to know your audience. Who is the Cambio audience? Not surprisingly, you see you have a big bump here at 4 p.m. right after school, and then you've got another big bump here around 8 o'clock at night.
I didn't know that that existed, and like companies really cared about those things.
I now think a lot more about when I post, say, photos of the build sessions we've gone to, or photos of the people we've gotten to interview.
Let's talk about what makes a good headliner status. We've got our emotional trigger.
We've got sorry.
It tells us how we're supposed to feel. We're making it really obvious without having to click through this article. How should I feel about this story?
I didn't realize how much thought went to just one headline. I mean, it's just like something you read right at the top of the article, you barely look at it, but actually when people write that, they put so much thought into it.
Anything else? Thanks guys for joining.
We did an interview session with Jasmine Villegas, and she was really friendly and nice.
What has been some of the most exciting like moments that you've like experienced in the industry?
Traveling, going to different places. I remember the first time I actually came to New York. I was recording for the first time. I was 12 years old. It was snowing. I was just this little girl in this big world. And now I'm signed to Interscope, and the first thing I put out is with Kendrick Lamar, so I couldn't be any more excited.
I heard your song. It was
yeah,
so good.
Thank you.
What does the phrase "built by girls" mean to you?
Built by Girls, what it would mean to me, basically saying that, you know, all girls partnering up together for something they believe in, what they want to stand up for.
Being on the same stage as like Cameron Diaz and Lindsay Sterling, and we went from sitting in the crowd to being on stage, like it was just such an incredible experience.